Hello and welcome to the new Check My Rec video on Frog Engineering channel. There is no rec, but there is a frog. On Frog Engineering we already have some history of 7.62 GBBRs on HPA, like for example this M110 SASS. Of course, this conversion was released long time ago. It works with all AR-10 pattern guns from VFC. We also released already two generations of the HK417 HPA GBBR conversions that fits also to, for example, M110A1, the latest GBBR release of this system, or the G28. And as you know, in airsoft generally we have short barrels and somebody can have a problem with it. So it's time for another big barrel. So in this Check My Rec video I will present you the latest conversion from Frog Engineering for the 7.62mm chambered gun from VFC GBBR, which is the SCAR family, SCAR Heavy of course. So I have here this really nice SCAR Heavy Mark 20 from VFC, already on HPA. First things first, what is the system about? Maybe you are new to the channel, so what we are doing are conversion sets that you install inside of the magwell. You use some special proprietary magazines with a cutout so that they fit into the gun which has the conversion inside. And this way we have a permanent gas tank in the gun with the bolt catch mechanism and everything, with a hose routed out to the pistol grip where we can connect it to the pressure from a regulator, same as for all HPA airsoft guns, and we can use the GBBR in any kind of condition. Additionally, for this kind of guns like the DMRs on green gas, they basically don't work. Yeah, it's not possible to make them work. Some people say that they can run their MWSs or different systems even on green gas, but it all depends what you are expecting. Yeah, if you want to make a gun that works consistently in all temperatures, all kind of weather, and always shoots the same, always have the power, and reaches out consistently to, for example, for 1.9 joule energy to 70-80 meters, and for this one, the 2.6 joule over 120 meters, then there is no other way for a GBBR than go with HPA. This conversion retains the bolt catch function, so unlike the adapters that you can put into the magwell, when you fire the last round, the gun will stop shooting, the bolt will lock back. And additionally, it of course has the function and shape and size of original firearm. So for example, this is a 50 round magazine. Till now the 7.6.2 round mag was 40 rounds max, now it is increased to 50, this is the latest version. And as you can see, if the magazine is empty right now, if I pull the charging handle back because the mag is empty, the bolt catch will work and block the travel. Yeah, and if I release it, it goes into battery and all works. So this is the benefit of the HPA conversion. How it is done, as I already said, it's the same method as in all other rifle conversions from Frog Engineering. So we have the gas tank with bolt catch mechanism, valve and gasket mounted inside of the magwell permanently, with screws, yeah, and of course you can take it out for cleaning or anything. And then the hose comes out and is routed through the trigger guard into the pistol grip and out. Here on the SCAR we have an integrated pistol grip, but there were already videos how to deal with the integrated pistol grips for those conversions, and this is even simpler as this is plastic, so making the space for the hose is really quick. Conversion can run on up to 150 psi from the regulator, but over time manometers on these regulators, they start to get some issues with proper value setting. Yeah, they don't show the exact value, so I advise to use 145 psi just to have some safety margin. And for the VFC guns, and especially DMRs and especially VFC, you need a very high flow regulator. So I'm recommending the Redline Mini SFR regulator, which basically is the best choice, especially for a gun like this, and will grant you its full performance. Of course, the gun out of the box, if let's say the gun is shit, then the conversion won't save it, in the meaning that obviously The consistency and the maximum muzzle energy will depend on the parts in the gun. If you have a tight bore barrel, good backing and so on, you can expect good results. But if your gun is completely obliterated because you took 100,000 shots from it, or this is just a stock gun with poor backing, yeah, it won't reach those kind of values as I explained already. However, the first step to make any kind of gun is granting it a stable, reliable power source, for which the HPA is the best, obviously. As with all HPA conversions from TheFrogEngineer, the assembly video will be published separately. There in detail we will go into the assembly process, so if you are interested, just have a look, watch the video and you will learn how to do it. Obviously it's also possible to send the gun over to the Frog and have the assembly be performed professionally. We are already accepting the orders for the SCAR-H conversion for some time. Going back to the magazine, I said this is 50 rounds mag. This is the second generation with plastic shell. It's not resin anymore, it's much more durable and resistant. The capacity is 50 rounds, as I said, but also there is one more new release, which is the extended magazine for the 7.62 guns, the FMAG 7.62, and it has 80 rounds capacity. So these mags, I made them for myself some time ago and they were 56 rounds capacity, but now also in a full plastic version they will be offered with a 80 round capacity. They have much smoother function than the resin and basically work better, and they are much more durable. Of course, the gun will retain bolt catch function on all of them. So the customers always keep asking for higher capacities of the magazines, and I think that 80 rounds in a fully working setup for the GBBR, regular shape, no adapters, nothing, just a magazine in the shape of the real one with 80 rounds capacity, this is a lot. I can also say that this format of the magazines, the FMAG 7.62, works like in the VFC magazines with the AR-10 platform. So here I have an exactly same V2 mag made of plastic, 50 rounds capacity, and I can use the extended mag also on the AR-10. Fully functional. So those two platforms, the AR-10 and the SCAR-Heavy, they use the exact same magazine pattern. And the magazine can also come now in the black color. With the conversion kit we have all the parts that are needed for the assembly. This in detail will be shown in the assembly manual video. What is important is that you get two magazines and a speed loader. The speed loader is dedicated, you need to use it in order not to damage the feeding lips. Of course you can buy additional magazines, and as they are 3D printed, the models for the latest magazines will be published on TheFrogEngineering's codes account, and already the old magazines are there. They won't be ever deleted, they will stay there, and we will just be updating them with newer versions. Basically what I'm saying is that you can make these magazines just for yourself, by yourself, if you own a 3D printer, or maybe your friend owns one, which cuts down the cost of magazines a lot. Yeah, normally they are very heavy, they have gas tanks, they leak a lot, and these are just plastic magazines with a spring inside, like low cap magazines for AEGs. Unfortunately, due to the printing technology and the construction, it's not possible to make a double stack magazine that would have even bigger capacity, but they are single stack and we extended the capacity pretty a lot. So again, 50 or 80 rounds in a 7.62 caliber GBBR DMR is, in my opinion, already a lot. Regarding the orders and the pricing, you can contact us through Reddit. The name is TheFrogEngineer. It will be mentioned in the description of this video, or you can find us on Facebook and Messenger. As always, we accept the orders. The pricing will be indicated there. I'm not mentioning it here right now because maybe in the future we have a better deal with our supplier for CNC parts, and maybe the prices could go down, let's see. For those information, please just contact us and we will provide everything you need to know. So now, enough of the talk, let's shoot. For this, I will remove the magazine first, and here with all TheFrogEngineering conversions, you must make sure that the hammer is cocked in the gun before you connect the pressure. So a good way to distinguish in VFC SCAR is that if this is on fire like mine and I basically cannot go to safe, it means that the hammer is not cocked. So I'm gonna cock my hammer. Right now I can put the gun on safe. It's secure. I'll take my tank, and here nothing special, just connected US type connector, and the gun is ready to go. So obviously with no magazine it will be already possible to shoot it, as the gas tank is mounted permanently inside. I shoot it in this position because it's too long and too big to, you know, take a proper firing stance. Okay, semi. Really nice. And what I like a lot about the SCAR Heavy is the full auto, which works really good in this gun. It shakes the entire room. And as the bolt catch is one of the important features of the gun, let's have a look on this, how it works. So on semi, the bolt locks back. I'm using an empty magazine obviously. And if I mimic full auto by holding the bolt catch down, so I'm holding the bolt catch down and I'll pull the trigger and release the bolt catch after a few shots. Obviously it works. And if I would put in a fresh mag, I could also release the bolt carrier the way I could in a real firearm by just pulling the bolt carrier back. All is functional, exactly like the real steel counterpart. Additionally, about the V2 mags is that they have an extended cutout on the rear, because with the SCAR, basically there is a different shape of the mag well, and there must be the space on the bottom of the magazine here so that the hose could leave. So if you own old 7.62 F mags and you want to get a SCAR conversion, use it with the mags you already have, or maybe you bought them, maybe you printed them yourself. Basically what you will need to do is to enlarge this cutout, but this will be shown in the video for the assembly and explained in more detail. But the point is, all old magazines with no big effort can be modified so that they will work with the SCAR platform. Okay, so this is all for this Check My Rag video. I promised this will be the year of the SCARs, so it is. The SCAR Heavy, already available for some time. Conversion fits to all variants from VFC. Manual coming up. The Frog custom with this particular gun was already published. For now that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, like, all this stuff. And for the moment, may the power of GBBR be with you.